little bit of a different video today. We are
That's right.
ranking offenses, okay?
Mhm.
Not individual players, but ranking the best offenses that we want to have shares
Come
of
on,
in
baby.
fantasy football this year.
Ooh,
So
boy.
we believe that these are going to be the highest scoring offenses, or if they're in the F tier, one of the worst offenses
One of the
in
worst.
the NFL this upcoming season. So we're going to do this collectively. We did it separately. Now we're going to try and bring a collective list, which is always difficult to agree on
Mhm.
things. But let's start with the S tier. I have the Rams in the S tier. Do you
Yep.
also?
I do have the Rams in the S tier.
I have the Bucks in the S tier.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
I have the Bills in the S tier.
the Buffalo Bills,
And I have the Chargers in the S tier.
and the Chargers in the S tier.
Did you have any of these not in this tier, or did you have any other offenses in this tier?
Did you? I also have the Bengals.
Okay.
And I also still believe in your Chiefs, so I still have the
Okay.
Chiefs up there.
Okay, well, so I didn't have the Chiefs or the Bengals in this tier.
Right.
The reason I didn't have the Chiefs is because obviously you're missing Tyreek Hill. I still
sure.
think they're going to be a fantastic offense, and maybe with Patrick Mahomes, maybe I'm undervaluing my own team, right?
Right.
With the Bills or with the Bengals, excuse me, they weren't in top 10 of scoring last year. I guess the offensive line has improved.
Yeah.
But I feel like these S tiers, like I just feel so much better about the Rams,
For sure.
Bucks, Bills, and Chargers. Those feel like much more explosive offenses right now than
Mhm.
what I think the Chiefs and what I believe, the Bengals. So I don't know where to stand here because
Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's definitely tough because I do believe the Bengals still continue to take another step, another year for Joe Burrow, another year for Jamar
Sure.
Chase. And you're right, they do improve in the offensive line, and a lot of the Chiefs believers, and I believe a lot of people saying, well, Tyreek's gone, but the wide receiver core is a lot more efficient because it was just Tyreek and Travis,
Sure.
but now you have Juju, now you have Sky, so the expectation is that it should get just better in a way. I don't know how, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, how can this offense get better when you lose Tyreek Hill? But I guess more efficient even along the board, where it's a little bit more consistent when moving down the field potentially. I still believe in them.
This is
That's
tough.
really
Yeah,
what it
I
is.
mean, the Chiefs are one of my favorite teams, so
Yeah,
I want to put
tough.
them there. And the Bengals, I can see the pathway, but man, this is hard. Okay, well, I guess we can put both of them in there. I just don't feel like they're on the same tier as these other
That's
offenses.
fine. Let's see what your A tier looks like, because maybe we can put them in that A tier.
Well, I have the Chiefs and the Bengals at the beginning of my A tier.
Okay,
We can review this. We can put them in
Yeah.
there later. I just feel like if we're
Yeah.
gonna add the Chiefs and the Bengals, I feel like we're
for
not. It's not the S tier to me anymore. It's like we're kind of just putting. You know what I mean? Like
We're
that's
just
what
putting
makes it
good
hard.
offenses on the top, right? I hear you. I have the Cowboys here.
Same,
I have the Cardinals here.
same. Yeah.
I also have the Broncos here.
Mm-hmm.
And the one last team, which I do believe is a dark horse, is the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay. I have the Raiders there, but I also have a couple other teams in this tier.
You have more. Okay. I'm listening.
Yeah. I have the Ravens in this tier.
Okay.
And I think the reason they're not in this tier for a lot of people in their eyes is because of how the season ended.
Exactly.
But when Lamar Jackson was, before he got injured, guys, this was the 1 seed in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting back J.K. Dobbins. So I don't know. I feel like they should be in this tier, and
Okay.
I also have the Packers in this tier just because they have
Rodgers.
an incredible running back duo and they've got Aaron Rodgers. So it's hard. It's hard for me to see the Packers not being as good as these other offenses as well.
Right.
So maybe we're going to have to do some bargaining here.
Because I would personally rather put the Bengals in the A tier than the Packers. Sorry, I would rather put the Ravens in the A tier instead of the Packers,
Okay.
personally. I don't know if that's an even medium, and then we can maybe either put the Chiefs or the Bengals in the A tier, and that can be the even medium potential.
The S tier, are you saying?
The S tier, excuse me.
Okay, so you want to advocate for one of these guys. So Bengals or Chiefs, which one do you want to advocate for then?
I would personally go with the Bengals.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That's me. That's me.
Interesting.
I'm surprised.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
I don't know. I'm just moving stuff around. I want to see how it looks. Okay, cool. All right, B tier.
Okay. All right, B tier. I'm gonna put the Packers at the top of this. I think they should be in the A tier.
Mm-hmm.
Packers and Bengals. Are the Packers going to be a much worse offense than the Bengals? I don't know. Just throwing it out there. This is the way I'm looking at it.
I think they're going to struggle. I believe in Aaron Rodgers, but when Davante Adams is not on the field, which we saw,
he does well. He does really well.
He does well, but the offense
he makes non-relevant wide receivers super fantasy relevant.
We've been saying that with MVS and Allen Lazard, and they still not top guys.
They had Davante Adams there. Exactly. What do you mean? They were never there by themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Like I need to see how Aaron Rodgers performs without Davante Adams in a full season. Like we've seen him without in one game, in 2 games.
He's done it his whole career. Anyway,
spurts.
Different conversation. I have the Niners here in this tier.
Mm-hmm. I have the 49ers.
I have the Colts in this tier.
I have the Colts.
I got the Dolphins in this tier.
I have the Dolphins.
I got the Eagles in this tier.
I have the Eagles.
I have the Vikings and then the Patriots.
I have the Vikings. I don't have the Patriots.
You don't have the Patriots here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They were top 15, I believe, top 14 in scoring points per game last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they only got better.
For sure.
Adding 2 wide receivers. Who did you have anyone else in this tier that I didn't mention?
I would think we have the exact same thing besides the Patriots. The Patriots is the beginning of my C tier.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm happy to leave them out. I think they got better. I don't think they got worse. And last year, they were already a top half offense in the NFL. So, I mean, B is kind of where we're looking at these guys, these offenses that could be good, but
yeah, I don't know.
We can put them in the C tier.
Yeah,
I just don't think they've gotten any worse than last year.
Yeah, I don't think they got any worse, and I don't think they gotten significantly better. I mean, you do that Devonta Parker, you do that Tyquan Thornton, but I don't think these guys are gonna shoot him up at least not shoot him up, but really in this scenario, one tier, really one spot up. I don't think it really puts them in that frame. If they got a bigger name, if they had OBJ, if he was healthy, if they had somebody else, or Julio, if he's healthy, maybe. I don't know, but I don't think Tyquan or Devonta Parker is going to be the answer at least for me to put him in the B tier.
Yeah, I don't think they have to be the answer necessarily, but I think that they do help the team. And, the team was already
They definitely
top half offense last year, but we can leave them in the C tier. I would have them in the B tier.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Titans in this C tier.
Yep.
I have the Browns in this C tier.
I don't have the Browns in this tier.
You have the Browns in F tier.
I have the Browns in D tier. Oh, you have B and C. Oh, I had C and D. Okay. Excuse me. I didn't on my screen it went A, B, C, D, F. Okay, so let me just rearrange. So technically I would have, gosh, this is going to be really mixed up then. So let me tell you who I have in the C tier. I have the Texans, the Saints, the Jags, your Washington football team, the Patriots, and the Lions. I don't know if I said the Lions.
So you have the Texans in this tier?
The Titans, excuse me.
Okay. I have the Saints here.
Uh-huh.
I have the Washington Commanders here.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Panthers here.
Okay.
So the Browns is where we need to have a discussion then. I mean, I think there's a lot of talent in this offense.
I have the Browns in the D tier for sure. I do believe there's a lot of talent in this offense. Once again, the quarterback there, Jacoby Brissett, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to keep this offense running. I think on the ground, for sure, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt can do it. But I don't know if Jacoby Brissett can lead an offense to be, going into the C tier, in my opinion,
Okay.
I did have him in the D tier. I did have him in the beginning of my D tier. So I'm not confident in this Browns team. I believe in the talent on the team. I don't believe Jacoby Brissett is the answer. If they bring in somebody else, if they get Jimmy or whoever, maybe let's ride with it.
Okay. So you want to put them in the F tier is what you're saying?
I would rather have them in the F tier personally.
Okay. I feel like really wrong putting them in the F tier with some of these other offenses that I think are really bad. I mean,
I guess that's why it was a little bit interesting.
Top 5 running back in the NFL, Nick Chubb. You got one of the best offensive lines. You know, you don't have the quarterback there, but you've also got Amari Cooper, who is one of the, top 12 route runner in the NFL. So why are the Browns worse than the Panthers?
Well,
why are they worse than
the
Washington Commanders and the Saints?
I had the rest of these teams besides the Panthers in that tier. I actually have the Lions in the C tier, and the Jags.
So we have the Lions over the Browns.
I have the Lions over the Browns and the Jags over the Browns.
Well,
and the rest,
I don't know what to say.
And the rest, I have technically would be the F tier, in my F tier. So like I have the Saints, the Bears, the Texans, the Giants. I technically had the Jets in my D tier.
Do you have the Steelers? Where do you have the Steelers then? Are they in your C tier?
I have the Steelers in the C tier as well. Yes.
Okay, well, I also have that, so I'll make sure we'll get on the same page there. Okay, so you have the Lions and
I have
the Jags and ahead of the Browns.
Correct. Okay. I personally don't see how Jacoby Brissett is going to lead this offense and score more points than Trevor Lawrence or Jared Goff. I know Jared Goff wasn't amazing, but I mean,
talking about 2 teams that were bottom 5 in scoring offenses last year.
For sure. And I understand that, but things can change. Things will change, and things have changed, and that's why the Browns are in my bottom tier and the Jags are are higher, and Jags and Lions for me.
Okay, well, let's see. How do we meet in the middle here then? All right, so if you're going to advocate for the Lions in the C tier, which this is why I don't understand.
I would personally advocate for the Jags, not the Lions.
So you think the Jags are a better offense? Okay.
I would think the Jags are a better offense, in my opinion. So I would rather advocate for the Jags.
We're now putting the Jags in the same category as the Patriots, as the Titans, as the Saints, Steelers. I don't know. I if you're gonna advocate for them, I'll advocate for the Browns. Mm-hmm. Maybe they do take a huge step. The Jags do this year. I'm just struggling right now to put them in the same tier as some of these other franchises where they are.
That's fine.
Okay.
For me, yeah, I see them taking a big step.
Okay. All right. So in the F tier, I have Lions. I've got the Jets. I've got the Bears. Obviously, everyone left. This is the kind of order that I had it in here, and I don't know. Maybe you disagree. You might have Giants higher than me. I don't know. But this is kind of the way I had
the Giants in my technically D tier.
Okay.
They were one of the lowest. The Giants and the Texans, if I'm not mistaken, were the lowest scoring teams in the NFL. I do believe it changes with the Giants offense, with the Texans offense as well. I did have them moving up one more tier. But the way I originally had it, if we did have an F tier, I had
an F tier.
Sorry, if we had a D tier, excuse me.
Okay.
I had the Giants, the Jets, the Texans, and the Browns in the D tier, and then then I had the Seahawks, the Falcons, the Bears, the Panthers in the F tier. So that's how I broke it down originally. So I guess that's why I thought it. That's
so
why
you have the Panthers in the F tier.
I have the Panthers in the F tier.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we see these things a lot differently than on this one.
Mm-hmm. I think I don't see. I think specifically for the Browns, I know that's the one that you kind of maybe stumped on. I just don't see how I just don't see how they can improve at all. They have the talent there. They just don't have the guy to lead them. And I think these other teams they may not be the guy, but they are a more competent quarterback, a more competent, leader in this offense. Jared Goff I'd rather have over Jacoby. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence. And I think the talent and the way that these teams are moving forward are going to be significantly better. If Baker was still on this team, it would definitely be higher, even with Baker.
Well, then why are the Panthers F tier then?
Well, at the moment, we don't know who's starting. I'm assuming it's going to be Sam Darnold, but yeah, for sure.
You don't think Baker's going to start?
I think it's definitely be a competition. I think he could start.
Okay.
I don't know the answer, but for sure, if we know the solidified start in Baker, for sure, it could be. They could move up to the D tier in my eyes, which will be the C tier here. For the
yeah,
community that's watching.
I don't see the Panthers making that trade though, and then not starting Baker, but
yeah. For sure. And I think like
with how obvious it was and how public they were that they weren't happy with the quarterback position.
Yeah. So for sure, I think if there was one team I can move up, for sure it'd be the Panthers with Baker going into the C tier. But if I had to really pick one that I'm not excited about or don't believe moving forward, it would probably be the Browns. Once again, believe in the talent that's there. Don't believe in the leader that's going to be leading them. I agree in Amari Cooper. I agree in Kareem Hunt, David Njoku. Yeah. Tremendous talent on this team. It was a top 5 talent. It still is. It's just who the hell's the quarterback, you know? It's just that's what really puts me off there.
I don't really feel like quarterback play was all that good last year, and they were still able to be
for sure
a really good offense. Sure. But yeah, I mean, we do see some of these differently. You know, and again, I'm just kind of struggling because we have things like we've got like the Patriots and the Jags in the same tier.
Mm-hmm. And like,
but
once again,
you know,
it's
let's see what happens. Yeah,
I guess like when I look at these tiers, excuse me, when I look at these tiers, I'm looking at it as like, okay, these guys may be on the same tier, but they're really scoring more points, significantly more points. You know, like hypothetically, the Patriots can score 400 points, but the guy at the end of my tier, which would be the Titans, are scoring 320 points, which is a really big gap in between that tier. But they still line up for me there, if that makes sense. That's how I view it when I do something like this. I don't know. I'm assuming you view it a little bit differently. The talent on the Patriots team is there. You know, I'm not saying it's not. It just they're on the same tier, but very different spectrums of it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, this was interesting. You know, obviously we did not agree on a lot here. But that's
we agreed on the first 3. We agreed on the first 3.
Yeah. Great on the first 4, at least.
Yeah.
But guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. Obviously, always difficult to put two people's minds together. Mm-hmm. But that's what we tried to do here. So let us know in the comments below.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.